Good morning, and welcome to our morning conversation. This week's preaching lesson is about Daniel in the lion's den. It's a familiar story that's often used to illustrate faithfulness in the face of pressure and danger, trusting in God to see us through difficult times, and God's ability to rescue and save. So I wanted to talk a little bit to my friend here today about a story that she has that illustrates that. Savannah, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how you're connected to Trinity?
Hi everyone, I'm Savannah. I've been with Trinity for about 3 years now. I was brought in through Tyler Lee and his family, and I've helped out with the church numerous times. I actually ended up switching over to Lutheran, and it's my place.
It's great. Well, we're really glad to have you here. We're really glad with all the ways that you help us, especially with teaching Sunday school and those kinds of things. So, Savannah, you have a story about an experience that you've had that's kind of connected to this, that about trusting God even when you weren't sure, when you were afraid, about God, getting you through. Tell us a little bit about that.
So going back to joining the church, it was more, I was a Catholic. I grew up studying Catholicism. I went through 12 years of CCD.
Tell us what CCD is in case we don't know.
It's just Sunday school, basically. Yeah. You go through Wednesday nights and Sunday nights, and you just learn the whole way up, different prayers and everything. Yeah. But yeah, so I didn't know really what I was going for, or Tyler's just like, oh, you want to go to church? And I was like, yeah. I wasn't looking for change. I wasn't looking for anything. It really was, it just happened.
What was your experience like in coming to Trinity, and how was it the same or different than what you had been familiar with before?
A lot of it has been the same. There is a lot more. I think the biggest thing is relying on trusting God and having that relationship. I was struggling having a relationship through God. I think my problem was I would always have to go through someone, so I didn't really feel that connection. But when I go to Trinity, I feel more of a connection, that I can have a conversation with him. I'm seeing him more as a person himself, rather than seeing it as you have to go through a priest, you have to go through other people before you can reach him. Kind of like he's up here on a pedestal and you can't talk to him.
Right, gotcha. What scared you about this whole process? I mean, was there anything scary about it?
The whole thing was very scary. So I really had to bring out, I guess joining the church wasn't easy for me because my whole family is Catholic. Right. It's very hard, especially having a very close relationship with my family, an extended family, having to tell them that I don't want to go to Catholic Mass anymore, or that I was practicing something else, was very scary. And having that conversation with them and trying to get them to realize I'm not doing it for any particular reason, except that I think this was my calling. Like I told a lot of people I did try to get confirmed in into being a Catholic multiple times. So it was like, almost for me, it felt like God knew there was something better for me, that it wasn't, and it's nothing against the church. I think it was just, there was something he knew I could reach out to. I
do think that you're a person who asks questions and has questions about, well, what does this mean? Or like, well, if God, if we say this, then, why are we doing this? And that kind of thing. At Trinity in particular, but, maybe across the church in general, we try to be open and excited about questions, that we're not just because is not an answer that I'm real comfortable with. And so it's an answer that I try not to give to people when they have questions. So yeah, I really appreciate that God works sometimes in a way to bring us to the place where we can be who we are. We can ask the questions that we have to ask, and we can realize that that's okay. That God accepts us and loves us and wants us that
Branching out in general. Well, I'm from a smaller town. I moved down to Harrisburg, decided I don't have any family there. I just thought I was going to come out of college from Shippensburg and make it on my own. But there was a lot of times where I didn't know how I was going to do it.
Yeah.
Coming out of college, you are hoping to get a job, but everyone wants experience. So you're kind of lost on what to do. But knowing that he was there, I think really helped me out. And it kind of slowly fell into place. So I have him to thank.
Well, your story in recent years, there've been a lot of changes and a lot of, you know, big decisions or decisions that felt really personal, and you've followed and listened to your heart in a lot of ways. And I think that's, you know, that's wonderful, but it's also sort of, you know, you're trusting in God just to trust that he will, you know, guide you in the right way through all of those decisions. And so, you know, I think that's a powerful witness and a powerful faith. Well, thank you very much for having this conversation with me today. It was really good to talk to you, and we're really glad to have you at Trinity Lutheran Church, and I hope that you have a great day. We'll talk to you soon.
You too.
Take care.
Bye.